A 182-page report published Wednesday by the Minnesota-based law firm includes the names, background information, photos, and assignment histories of each accused clergy member in Illinois. A new Harvard study has found some Catholics say the scandal has made them question whether they will remain in the church, and that it is not just an issue of religion, but one with public health implications as well. Catholic Bishop Father Clyde Harvey says, to fully understand the sex scandal facing the faith, one must first understand the church.
We are not a church of sanitized saints. We are a church of sinners. And the only way people really are humble before God is when they know and acknowledge their own sinfulness. But we have to make a distinction between the kind of sin which is just human weakness. You commit those sins every day. And the kind of sin which is radically destructive of another human being. And some people would call that radical evil. And I think some of what we've been hearing in terms of what has actually happened, especially to children, it's to some extent incomprehensible that any human being could sink so low. But on the other hand, we have to accept that it is true. And therefore, that those who have been indulging in that way.
Celibacy is a requirement that members of the clergy be unmarried. This existing rule has been seen as a contributing factor to the issue now facing the Catholic Church.
One of the facts of all of this is that there are as many abusers among married people as there are among supposedly single or celibate people. It does not know celibacy as a particular definitive factor. What the church now has to ask itself is, how do you screen the people coming into priesthood so that those who say they want to be celibate know how to live that celibacy?
Following a February held summit, new guidelines are now being used as a possible roadmap for reformation. It addresses protecting minors from sexual abuse, including tougher background checks for clergymen, compassion for victims, and abandoning confidentiality clauses in settlements with victims. However, some say this would not address the situation that exists. Bishop Harvey had this response.
That attitude comes from those who see the Catholic Church as a monarchy. Catholic Church is not a monarchy. The Catholic Church is a collegial organization. It has a monarch at the head, yes. But the Pope in Rome runs the church through the various dioceses. Here in the Caribbean, we have 4 archdioceses. And one of the things that has been suggested is that the men who are the archbishops, in our case in Grenada, the man in St. Lucia, should be given more power to intervene in these cases, particularly when a bishop is involved.
As for cases in the region, the Catholic bishop says there have not been many.
What we have now in the region is 1 or 2 cases which have lapsed. And what I'm discovering is that in that lapse of the cases, there is a lot of anger. Anger which doesn't even have time for me. People don't even want to hear, I am not in any way involved in what was wrongly done, but they see me as a symbol. So if I say, I would like to talk to you, they say no. Now, I understand that, and I can wait on that. I am not going to impose myself on anybody. But what I want to say loud and clear is that if somebody is in that kind of difficulty, please speak to somebody.
Eugenia Peters, GBN News.